Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Welcome to this taster session of peak performance. This is a cut down version of a longer mind gym session that lasts 90 minutes. So we're just going to give you a teaser, a taster of the content. If you want more information about the more in-depth stuff, the tools and techniques, then we can talk about it after this particular session. One of the key questions you've probably got is who am I? My name's Mac. I'm a business coach and management development trainer. I've been doing that for about the last 15 years. So in my kind of direct role, I spend a lot of time trying to get people to operate at their peak, trying to help them to help other people to operate at their peak, whatever that looks like. Before I came into training, I was in sales and account management, so I spent lots of time putting all of these things into practice myself, trying to get my telesales teams to perform better and to do even more and more and more, as every manager of telesales people does. Okay, so there's both knowledge and physical practice about the things that we're going to cover today. So do ask questions, do get involved, and do talk about real life situations. This isn't something where I'm going to talk to you for 15 minutes. We are going to get you to do some activities in it. All right. So just think about your real life and how you apply this at the end of this 15 minutes. So the next question you're probably thinking, apart from who's he, is what is peak performance? All right? What is peak performance all about? It sounds like a fantastic HR management speak, and we're going to have peak performance. But really, peak is about trying to find out, moving people from what's good, what's acceptable, what they're doing now, to something that's going to be great, whatever that looks like. Right? Now you might be thinking, oh, it doesn't sound like me. I've never done anything good or great. I'm just average. All of us do things that actually we can go, yeah, that was great. I was cooking on gas. So the first task I'm going to give us all to do is to think about a time where you would say now, in hindsight, yeah, peak. That was me. I was there. You might have known it then, you might not have known it then, but you would say now you're operating your peak performance. Oh, got one nodding. Good. It's all right to see. Yeah, you're with us. So now what I want you to do is to think about how it made you feel. Yeah, you were great. You were awesome. But how did it make you feel? Now, this isn't one of those touchy-feely kind of sessions where we're now going to talk about, oh, this is our feelings. I'm sorry, D, But the reason that we start to kind of hook this straight into, how do you feel when you're performing great, is because we know psychology, sport knows that when you're feeling awesome, you'll perform awesome. Right? In fact, an Olympic coach, Richard Sunnin, in 1986 wrote a book called The 7 Steps of Peak Performance. And he said it was vital for him coaching his Olympic athletes to get them to have that hook, that anchor to go, this is how I felt. So even if you're thinking about something else, you're not going to go, well, I was an Olympic athlete, but now I'm going to go and do a presentation to somebody else. You can still take that feeling and go, this is what it felt like when I was at peak, and apply it to that different task. Right? Now, when we think about peak performance, what we're really kind of doing is saying, well, everything that we do, whether it's at work or at home or whatever, we can say we've got an ability that we either is innate or we improve and we get taught and practice, and over time, generally our performance goes up. It improves. Now, those of us that have moved into different roles, taken on different tasks, I know you said, Nicola, that was a challenge you were kind of doing, new organisation, crikey, how do I get to know all of these people, steep learning curve. So, whatever time it's taking, we often end up plateauing, okay? Performance becomes normal, right? So peak performance is trying to identify where we are and what could be, all right? What would great look like? I might think, oh no, this is as far as I can get, actually, this is, but really, could you go any further? Now you might be thinking of you might be thinking of somebody else that you're kind of wanting to support at work and thinking, yeah, they're never going to be great at this particular thing, all right? You know, their performance is always going to be that I know them, right? Well, what I would say is to us all, think about Henry Ford. Right? Past performance does not predicate what will come with future performance. Henry Ford, 5 businesses. 5 business failures. You know, we all go, well, Henry Ford, he's really successful, isn't he? What do you mean 5 failures before he hit on the Ford Motor Company. Okay. So it'd be easy for people to say, oh, he's not performing very well, 5 businesses, you know. So we know it's not about what they've done, it's about what they're going to do, igniting them, getting them to think and believe it. Right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you this handout and we're going to start to think about what does peak performance look like for us. And we need some pens. The first job we're going to give you, I told you this was interactive, you have to write your name on the front. All will become clear shortly. And we're going to start to look at identifying for us what is peak performance all about. Okay? So what I want us to think about is one person. Now the handout says 2 people, don't worry about that. Just one person where you want to think about how you're going to help them to get from good to great. Okay? I want you to write that person down on your handout. Now, so that you all don't just stare blankly at your page and think, oh, what can I kind of do here? We're going to actually give you an activity. So you are going to work in pairs. For simplicity, if you ladies would like to work together and you ladies would like to work together. And what's going to happen is you are going to interview one another. All right? Well, interviewers ask questions and take notes. So if you'd like to exchange handouts, what I would like to do, and we'll get you ladies in the centre here to be the first interviewers. All right? So your task is in 2 minutes, right? That's all you've got. So you're going to need to kind of think about the questions and elicit some answers from your interviewee. I want you to ask them the questions and write down their answers. So if you're being asked, you just need to contemplate and come up with what you actually think. Any questions?
No.
2 minutes. Off we go.
Okay, tell me about Alison. What skills does she
need
need?
to get her?
She needs to be better at organising and planning. She
Right,
needs to
okay.
develop more confidence in herself, to create something,
She has the skills.
to
Right,
give
okay.
to a client
Yeah.
that's far
Complete her
more
job as a help
stimulating.
Okay.
Right.
So it's preparation.
So it's
It's
preparation
preparation
for
process.
herself.
She needs
And
to
what-
know how
but
to
what
prepare
existing
resources
skills does she
rather
have
than rely
that she
on
Yeah.
could develop that would give her that
resources for a
confidence?
textbook, for example.
Right. So it's teaching resources.
It's teaching resources,
Yeah.
but she needs to be far more creative
They're
in her
not
developing
really,
those resources and delivery.
Right. Okay. So
New
what
skills that she
what
can
existing
learn.
skills does she
Right.
need to develop? So
It's
things she's
just
already good
becoming
at.
more confident.
Or
Right, because it's having belief in
She-
herself.
Yeah.
Right,
She's very
okay.
capable. Professionally, she's
Oh, okay.
been a teacher for a very long time. So
Right.
there
Okay.
was
So
a
she's
point-
got a lot of
Right.
experience.
There was a point
But it
where she obviously had
doesn't
some
matter.
creative flair.
You're about halfway
It's about
through.
trying to bring
Okay.
it's about
Okay.
trying to elicit
So
that,
it's-
bring that
it's
back
more
into
about
the
soft
workplace
skills
for her
than-
and make her a more inspiring
Okay.
teacher.
Right. Okay.
And
Um,
when
and what
she
does she look like
improves
when she's
these,
doing really well, when she's
what-
performing at peak?
what does she what will she
What I
like? What will
envisage
she
her
be
to
like?
look like when she's
I think
performing
she'd be
at
much
peak.
happier in
No, what she,
her-
yeah, I
in
guess
her
it says
work.
will be doing.
Right.
Yeah, imagine her.
Okay,
in-
5 seconds, ladies and gents.
She would be a far more
And
efficient and
Yeah.
inspiring teacher.
Yeah. And
if
what
she's
would that
happy,
benefit
it will
you?
free up my time because I spend a lot of time
Maybe managing her,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
confidence building,
Yeah.
but also as well.
And
make
let's
delivery of the
call
lessons
it
far
there.
more entertaining.
Alright, so now what I'd like you to do is to swap roles
Mhm.
and interviewees now interview your. Yeah, you get
Roles not made.
Alright,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay.
2 minutes, off you go.
Okay.
Okay, so this person picks.
Yeah.
Which skills do you think that Vix needs?
She needs.
Right. Place.
Yeah, she needs more
really good
organisation, more
organisation,
confidence,
time
I think,
organisation, I
in
think,
the administrative side of the job.
and
Basically, what do you think?
So what existing skills does she have that you feel that she needs to develop further?
Within the role that I do,
Well, she's really enthusiastic, really inspiring, but I think she struggles to communicate with some of her peers within the college. She's very good with visiting groups. She's great. Most of her job is sort of client facing. She's brilliant at that. But in terms of reporting back to the institution, she really struggles, I think, to communicate what she's doing. And if she developed that, she would be happier.
That's more about managing her
Yeah,
relationship.
it's within the office.
That's an area.
So what would this person, what would they be doing if she was at optimal
I don't know why,
performance?
I need to work on
I
that.
think she'd look like how she looks when she's talking to groups of teachers and students.
Okay,
She'd
ladies,
be as
45 seconds left.
It would be that. She'd be the same
Everyone.
person that the outside world
kind of.
sees.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm brilliant. I can
So
talk with
if she were
confidence
to project that
and
image on a
remember,
daily basis,
remember and pull out facts and make the conversation interesting.
Yeah.
Networking, that's what you need to do.
I don't manage her directly, but I work at
one
the place
with
she
people in the
works, and as a
industry.
friend, I think she'd be happier.
And what benefits?
And I think she'd feel more supported within the environment that
More
she's working
confidence
in,
and
and that she'd
more
be even better at her
confidence.
job.
The
She's
skills
really,
come
really
easier
good.
anyway.
Okay,
So
10
it's
seconds, ladies.
kind of,
She'd be really amazing.
it would just make things better.
Okay.
Each improves the other.
Good.
Yeah.
Got some answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes,
Yes,
finished as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Look at that.
finished.
Peak performance on time, spot on. Okay. So, who'd like to share one of the things that came out from those questions?
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, about Sam's person, she was saying that what the woman needs is more confidence.
Yep.
Basically.
Go on.
And I think what was interesting was it was skills she already had, but it was skills she might have lost. And that when she was doing it, she would be the teacher she could be, and she'd be helping the students better.
Okay.
And in terms of the benefits for Sam, obviously it would make her easier to manage.
Okay. All right. So, very quickly, very simply, by using this simple technique, we can start to go, let's break it down into what's the difference, what's maybe getting in the way. Right? And, you know, it's interesting you talked about confidence. You know, there's a piece about self-efficacy. It was done by Bandura, whereby he was kind of saying people have a very strong self-belief.